Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who have been saved from themselves, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Helena.
I'm Matty.
And I'm Ezra. Welcome back,
Thank
Age.
God.
Hi.
Yeah, thank God. I say that we've been saved from ourselves because Helena comes back and it's like, there's actually movie talk to have, whereas the past couple episodes were like, Anyway,
video games. I haven't
Yeah,
had a chance to listen to the last couple episodes, but did you guys disclose where I have been, or should I talk about that just briefly as an explanation?
I don't think so. I think
we briefly talked about it in the first one you were
Yeah.
on, but feel free to talk about it again.
Yeah. I was just away rehearsing and then performing a production of Twelfth Night. It is now over. It was a lot of fun. I do have to tell every single listener, on the off chance that they are familiar with the plot of Twelfth Night, it's about something that happened in our final performance because we were doing it in a park, we were doing it outside, and there was a lot of traffic in this particular area. It was very hard to control and maintain a lot of the noise interference. In the final scene of our production of Twelfth Night, somebody decided to throw a gender reveal party for twins. A boy and a girl.
Oh my
front
God.
fucking door.
Yeah.
I know you told me this
With
already, but
But
God.
it doesn't mean it's not funny still.
With a cannon. So it was like a very loud boom and then like a cheer during our final. And we were like so annoyed. And then I looked over and there was like blue mist everywhere. And I was like, a fucking gender reveal party right in front of my salad, like right in front of our 12th night.
Yeah.
Those kids are blessed
I was
by
gonna
us,
say,
personally.
watch those kids grow up and turn out to both be transgender, and then they're like, we have twins who are a boy and a girl. Just
crazy.
We have an update for you.
Yeah, but like I could tell you a story about where you were when this happened. Anyway, that's where I was. It was fun, but I'm back. Yeah, it was time. And I guess we're here to talk about movies? Question mark? Is that what our podcast is about?
I think so.
Most of the time,
I don't
anyway.
know.
Most of the time?
Sometimes
Ostensibly.
it's hard to tell.
Yeah, well, because I've been gone for so long, I guess like the plot of this week's episode, I suppose, is kind of just also catching up with what you guys have watched, but then catching up with the little paragraph of what I've been watching as well. And
I will say,
I
when
guess we
I
can
describe this show to people, people are like, oh, you have a podcast. I'm like, yeah, it's a film and pop culture discussion podcast, is how I
that's
usually
a smarter way
describe
to
it.
do it.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, emphasis on film, but we do talk about other things.
But we're not like welcome to, the fucking, I almost said Unseen University, which is the Dimension 20 show. Welcome to
Maddie and I both had the same reaction, which was a perplexed head cocked to the one side.
Yeah.
Not understanding that reference, but
I will take that as a lead in to us talking about what we've seen. Because I've been watching a lot of Dimension 20, which is kind of like watching TV. TV was 2 hours long per episode, so I've been watching a lot of things. It's just all been people playing tabletop, including the season I just finished, which is The Unsleeping City, which is all about New York, and I was thinking about Helena basically the entire time.
yeah.
I want to watch the whole thing. I watched like big chunks of that with my ex-roommate, and I really liked it.
It's very, very
I need
good.
to give that another go.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have my dropout.
Yeah,
line,
I do. Yeah,
right?
I do.
It's like,
yeah.
This is not saying anything because we all know that I'm a big pussy bitch, but I did cry like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of episodes.
Absolutely blessed.
Like dehydrated levels of crying, which is why
That's
I have a
so
big water
good.
bottle next to me.
Good for you for drinking water.
Yep.
There you go.
It's really charming. We all know that Brendan Lee Mulligan is a very good DM, but it's like, I told Z this, good enough DM that I was like, I love Monster of the Week, we've been running it for years. One, I feel like we've been running it long enough that maybe I should look into getting some conclusions to stories and wrapping things up. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
No!
But, like, we've been doing it for a really long time, and I feel like there's a lot of things that we haven't,
really
like, there's some stuff I need to, like, start wrapping up. But also, I was like, man, I'd love to run D&D. I've never done it, because I'm afraid of it, because there's a lot of math. And I love the story part, but I'm not always very good at the, like, number crunching. But he's so good at it that I was like, maybe I'll give that a shot.
I have two comments into this, which is one, Maddie, the best trick I ever learned for keeping track of HP in terms of monsters is to add up rather than subtract. So you write down the number and you add the damage until it gets to that number, and then you know that it's dead, instead of taking it away. Okay. It's way easier to conceptualize. And two, listeners, Maddie was like, what if I ran a D&D game and I, like, went, and then I, like, made an entire character?
Yeah. No.
So after this call, Maddie, I will tell you about the character that I made. That if you decide to run D&D, I'm playing.
Perfect.
I got a handful of characters ready to go since, like, I've been longing for this day. So I would be sad to leave Monster of the Week, but of course, as long as I'm still playing with you guys, I'm
oh yes, I cannot imagine that we would be like game over. It would just be like, let's try something new. I mean, we could even put Monster of the Week on like a brief hiatus and like run like a 4-parter of something else.
Yeah. Or Ezra, you and I just have to speed run our characters' relationships.
Yes, we need to talk.
Get this shit in the bag.
We need to talk. Helena.
Come on, man.
Helena, we need to talk. You can't just hand me the kind of content that you handed me and then disappear into the park in New York for 4 fucking weeks.
Listen, Sir Andrew is a very important, complex character.
I understand and respect that. However, I feel like you got shipwrecked and abandoned me for 4 weeks and left me holding this emotional, like, I don't know.
I don't
have a good analogy. What happened. This analogy has fallen apart.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I've been very much enjoying and I watch a lot of other Dropout shows too. Which is just saying I like improv, which, like, duh.
Yeah.
And then I've also been watching X-Files with Leia, which I had watched some of the first season forever ago, and then we've hung out a few times. She's like, do you want to watch X-Files? Because she loves that show. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And we're, like, maybe halfway through season 1. I'm like, man, this show's pretty good. I really do love it. I love the X-Files. It's really nice to get back into it. Yeah, it's really a good show.
She mentioned that you were watching that when we watched Supernatural together recently, and I told her to watch out for my drama teacher who is in that show. I can't remember I think he's in season 1. Wild. So I'm gonna have to bug you about that too, so you can always text me when he comes on screen.
Will do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
that's basically it for me. I said last time I've been playing Final Fantasy 16. I still am. That game's really long. And then Baldur's Gate 3 came out today, and everyone I know who plays video games is getting sucked in immediately. I'm gonna recreate one of my D&D PCs.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Shrike.
Baldur's Gate's coming out, and I was like, well, unfortunately, when the Black Friday sales roll around, I'm buying a PS5, because I fucking need Baldur's Gate, and buying a PS5 is cheaper than trying to get my computer to run Baldur's Gate 3, which it will not do.
Is Baldur's Gate coming out on console?
Yes, but it's delayed.
Okay.
It's coming out in console, like, in September or October. It's coming out on PS5 first because apparently there's something fucky with there's something fucked with the Xbox version. Yeah. But I don't have an Xbox, so
that
unfortunately, but since they finally got a PS5 Slim, which I feel like I can fit on my bookshelf as opposed to the gargantuan PS5. She chonky.
Yeah,
my PS4 is so small. Like, my PS4 is so small next to the Xbox One, and then the PS5 comes out and it's like oh my god, why is this so big?
Yeah.
Anyway,
this
has been console talk with
Don't worry, baby.
My bad.
Yeah, so that's me. Anyways, a lot of games, nice. A lot of like D&D stuff. I'm just thinking about tabletop. What else is
Who's
new?
not?
Mood. Mm-hmm. I actually played the main quest of Skyrim for the first time. It has been all of these years later. I had never actually finished the main quest of Skyrim, and I did. And I thought, actually, that was fairly interesting.
I mean, to be fair, who has, really?
Hardly any. Yeah, I know. I'm still just, like, really sucked into the Elder Scrolls. To the point where I might end up, fucking figuring out getting open Morrowind on my laptop and playing Morrowind. Because it's really good. I don't know. My big what have I seen thing is I did Barbenheimer. I went to go see Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same day. I had a fantastic time. We can talk about that a little more later. I will say that I enjoyed both movies immensely. I don't think in the end they really had all that much to like. It wasn't like one of our like unusual double features where we like that, like where there is like a weird resonance between those two movies. It was mostly hype. Mm-hmm. It was very good hype. However, I do think it is funny that Oppenheimer, Asteroid City, and Barbie are all effectively about people having existential crises in the desert.
Fuck.
Which is really funny.
I do very much want to see Asteroid City. I want to see them there too as well. I am less interested in seeing them. That's fair. Because the hype was so much that I was like,
that's legit.
Yeah.
Also, people have been fighting about both of them a lot.
I am so glad that I went to go see the goddamn movie before I had to put up with everybody fighting about them. I think that some of the criticisms going around are well-founded. I think a lot of them are just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them. And everybody has, it's like, how the hype train, it's like the hype gets going too fast and then cannibalizes itself. Yeah. This happens all the time.
And it's people who are doing that thing where, like, they can't discern their own taste in movies unless they're in, like, a competition with somebody else. Yes,
oh my god, no, you said that like, earlier, and that was a really good point. And it's like...
I don't like this. Yeah, it's been annoying me, too.
I like to have fun with the algorithm of the, like, little, like, Windows news ticker when I'm bored at work, because I like to see how specific I can get it to go. It's just, it gave me, I got it to give me like 7 different Baldur's Gate 3 articles at once the other day. It was funny. Look, sometimes there's not enough enrichment in my enclosure.
It's very reasonable.
Anyway, I kept getting all these weird ones that were basically about like, like the crumbling of the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the inside or whatever, and I kept seeing the Quantumania or whatever title, like that kept coming up in things, and I was like, I don't have any idea what's going on here because I haven't seen any of the Ant-Man movies and I'm not going to. It's really important for everyone to know that ever since I saw Quantum of Solace again after years and years, every single time I see that I hear Mathieu, it's like Mathieu Almaric or whatever his name is, I'm sorry, I'm butchering the French, fucking says Quantum. And so every single time I see that the movie title, I'm like, Quantumania. And I scroll on by because I know nothing about it other than that. And now you do too.
It's bliss. It's
You're
bliss
welcome.
Not knowing anything about it.
We were talking about this. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, I highly recommend seeing Asteroid City. I wanted to actually go see it again, but then I just didn't have any money for a few weeks. Well, actually didn't have any free nights because I was going straight from work to rehearsal, so I couldn't go see any movie.
I can't wait to buy it on DVD. I'm buying that shit on DVD like day one.
So lovely, amazing, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm gonna rent it the second that is an option. I'm very, very excited to see that.
I'm so excited to talk to you about it. I'm pretty confident that you will enjoy it.
I think so. Based on what I have heard nothing but really positive things from the people whose opinions I trust. So I'm feeling good about it. Z, do you remember during the last episode where you were telling me MCU facts that I did not know? And I was just like, what? It was so nice. It was so great not to know anything.
I love it.
Oh, what's an example?
I literally can't remember.
Brie Larson.
Oh, yes, I was like, Brie Larson was, I fucking forgot. I forgot too. I got reminded about. I forgot about the existence of Captain Marvel, which Jude Law is also in, for the record.
Yeah, that was also that. Where I was
yes,
like, what?
Yes, at the beginning when she's like, because she gets like, she's like an alien, and then she like loses her memories or something, or she gets like false memories implanted. He's her douchebag like frenemy / like we have some sexual tension going on here from when she's an alien, and it's a little bit Starship Troopers.
Rock on.
I think. I missed that Sneople movie night. Sorry, everybody. But no, the problem is that, oh my god. Fuck. I just forgot his fucking name. Who's the fucking guy that I really like?
Be more specific.
Bendo Mendo. Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yes. Ben Mendelsohn is, of course, in that blame the internet via Leia for Bendo Mendo.
Yeah.
That might be a Chris via Leia thing. Anyway, not important. I had forgotten that he's in the godforsaken Secret Invasion show.
I know.
Which is like,
and that was
apparently
like
where I was
absolutely
like, what? Execrable. Which is so sad because I love him so much. I had completely, somebody was like, oh yeah, he was already in it. I was like, what are you fucking talking about? He's one of the I forgot that Captain Marvel existed. 2, I really forgot that they did Skrulls in Captain Marvel. And 3, I really, really forgot that one of them was Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. It's the only thing I know about Secret Invasion is the terrible, terrible AI generated opening credits.
That was no word of a lie, one of the ugliest things I have ever seen.
Truly heinous.
That was like it was bad. It was like a row of 5/1s.
Yeah.
Architecture. I hate 5/1s.
Oh man.
A 5/1 is those, you know what I'm talking about even if you don't know what I'm talking about.
I believe that.
It's 1 layer of concrete and then 5 stories of like wood construction where you have like a shop front and then apartments. They're really cheap to build and that's great and we should probably build more of them, although maybe not because I don't think they're particularly like fire safe. They're butt fucking ugly and they're everywhere.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway.
Rant over. For now.
Scream.
Yeah, Z, do you have anything else, or should we move on to Helena?
No, we'll talk about Helena. When you get to Barbie, we can talk about Barbie. When you see Oppenheimer, we can definitely talk about Oppenheimer. I don't really want to just put forth about it. You know what's fucked up, though, is I've been thinking so much about that movie that I have, like, 2 or 3 little notepad pages of handwritten notes that I was, because I was thinking about it at work.
Yeah. You'd be that bitch. I was that bitch during 2019, that era when I was, not 2019, even 2017, when I was going to see all those movies first run at the Laurelhurst back when they were doing those really cheap second runs. And I brought my fucking notepad to Blade Runner 2049. And it was just really funny because the Ryan Gosling of it all. But like my scrawled notes are basically just about ridiculous things and how much I hated Jared Leto.
Which reasonable.
Yeah, that's fair. That deserves to be too.
Eternal.
No, I think like I had like an actual like point about the sort of response to the different sort of like flavors of response to Oppenheimer that I wanted to like actually like think through, because I think that I don't know. Anyway, we can talk about it more once I'm not the only one on this podcast who has seen it, but I have a lot of things to say about it.
Great. I'm excited. They did play the trailer during... He's so beautiful, and they did play the trailer during, like, right before Barbie, which is very funny, and I think it looks... I was like, oh, wow, I actually am extremely excited for this movie. I found a movie theater that has tickets available for 70mm, so I'm going to go see it on Saturday in 70mm. I was like looking at every.
There's nowhere in the county that's. I don't even know that there's anywhere. Like maybe if you go to Seattle, maybe they're playing in 70mm. I'm so fucking jealous.
Yeah.
Like shout out to
no word of a lie. I have a list of movie theaters that I go through, and I just kind of have to like decide which ones are which ones I want to prioritize. This is what I did during Barbie, and it paid off because I found really like comparatively cheap tickets for New York for $13 at this beautiful little theater called Cinema Village. Adorable, tiny, very packed house.
Special shout out to, once again, my weekly shout out to the Pickford Film Center in Bellingham. If you bought tickets if you went and saw Barbie and Oppenheimer opening weekend, they gave out stickers. So I have a pink glittery, there has their little like eye logo and it says I saw it at the Pickford, so I have a pink glittery one on my water bottle now next to my bagel sticker from the local bagel place. I love Bellingham.
So cute.
Yeah, anyway. I love the small town.
Oh god. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I've listed
breath,
television. I've listed television first, so I guess let's start there.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. I mean, just basically, like, yeah, obviously, like, I'm still watching Strange New Worlds. I'm watching What We Do in the Shadows. I'm watching part 2 of season fucking 3 of The Witcher, which is they released the last 3 episodes the other day. Justify City Primeval. Witcher is very interesting because like Henry Cavill's gonna get like Gonzo, so like he's on his way out.
Why did
it's just weird.
Why did he get shit canned? Do we know? Sorry to interrupt.
Because I don't know. I mean,
I don't understand. I watched the first season of that show and I thought it was okay, but like I don't know. I haven't watched any more of it.
I thought I knew, but now I don't think I actually know. I think there was weird contract stuff with him and like Superman, and then that fell through. And then also there was like some like talk about how he felt personally about like the writing of like faithfulness to the books because he's that kind of person, and like, you know, which yeah.
Okay, that I remember. But when you started talking about this, I'm like, what happened? Then I remembered. Yes.
Yeah,
it was because he was having. Part of it is because he was having issues with things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Huh. And people may also have been having issues with him, too. I don't know. I've been here. I heard stuff about that. Not people in the cast, per se, but I think crew says something about that. Anyway. Joey Beatty remains iconic, even with the terrible hair that they've got. Fought for a good queer.
Bad.
The hair is so terrible, but he's got he fought for a good queer storyline for Yes Here, which is like iconic shit that I didn't know I was gonna get this season. I was like, beautiful. All right, rock on.
Yahoo.
Good for me. Also, I have of course watched the second season of Good Omens. And I desperately need somebody else to watch at least some of it. I'm not screaming into the void about this.
I want to watch the first season again because I feel like I need the context because I remember the book very well and I remember the show not particularly well despite having seen the show much more recently than I've read the novel.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty faithful.
Yeah. I just want to watch the 45-minute cold open.
Yes, God, I've been thinking about rewatching it. I've been thinking about rewatching it for the past like 3 days. I was like, should I rewatch the cold open of episode 3?
Yes, you should. That's always a good choice.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, like, again, is Good Omens in general, or Good Omens season 2 a good show? I have no fucking idea. Are David Tennant and Michael Sheen absolutely just like throwing fucking curveballs at me every 2 fucking seconds? Yes. I don't care about the rest of it, because what's happening there is...
It's important to know that you're getting what you want out of the show.
Yeah.
You're talking to somebody who went back and rewatched the first 3 episodes of HBO's Chernobyl, just because it seemed like the thing to do at the time.
That's so crazy. I wonder if Jared Harris was there for some reason.
Up.
Try and get him.
I saw him on an episode preview for an old Mad Men thing the other day on TV, and I was like, there he is. That's Ezra's man.
Yeah, Ezra's old man.
Ezra's old man. Yeah, I mean, Good Omens.
Sure.
What a time. The Omens are good. Okay. I also watched I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Maddie and I actually watched it on the same day because Maddie was like, I'm watching this movie. And I was like, fuck it, so am I now.
We almost watched it at the same time. We were pretty close, I think. Not perfect, but we...
Hell yeah.
It was timed in such a way that, like, it was good because I'm usually, when we try and plan these things, for some reason I always end up ahead of you guys. So this is a nice reversal of fortune where you were, like... Just,
I was ahead.
Like, a little bit ahead of me, and then I could be like, oh, this thing happened. I had a good time. I don't know.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. It's enjoyable. I watched Breathless. That's my first Godard film, and like, much as I predicted, I was like, I don't know what's happening here at first, in terms of like how I felt about it, and then the more I thought about it, the more I kind of liked it and admired its audacity and its like playfulness, and I'm excited to like continue exploring his stuff. I rewatched Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Nice.
Because of course. I watched Gerald's Game. Um, which was good. I was not what am I trying to say? No, it was good. There was a bit of body horror towards the end of it that I was not expecting. That was like body horror for me personally. That was really intense. I think as far as Mike Flanagan stuff goes, I liked most of it. I have not read the novel, but I know that it's very similar. The ending was weird. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I know that's a pretty common sentiment. Carl Gugino is like amazing. Um, yeah, it was interesting, and very intense and very stressful. I also watched Society, which was nasty, but very good 80s body horror, amazing special effects. And I watched Asteroid City in theaters. Ezra, I don't know if you talked about that at all on the previous
I'm gonna be
episodes.
honest with you. I have it's hot and I have no brain cells. I don't think really that
Yeah.
much.
No, I think you
Um,
mostly mentioned like that you had seen it and I hadn't seen it yet.
yeah.
And I was like, cool, but we couldn't like really talk about it because I hadn't seen it, so it was like I didn't really, So no, short answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's a
loved
lot.
it. It's a lot, dude.
I
think
walked
like if
out of that movie and I was like, oh, okay, I have to rearrange my top 3 favorite Wes Anderson movies because they are now The Darjeeling Limited, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and Asteroid City.
yeah, it's a lot. But it's like still incredibly funny and enjoyable. It's just that like once everything started hitting, and there's a moment when like early on in the film when I realized what this was kind of going to be about during one particular scene, and I actually like gasped out loud in the movie theater,
Oh,
like in a
nice.
delighted way, because I was like, oh, he's doing that. Okay, we're
Yeah.
going there. Yeah, and I think if I see it again, I'm probably going to cry. Probably. Jason Schwartzman,
Exceptional performance
great
from
stuff.
Jason Schwartzman. Like, exceptional.
Great stuff. Tom
Everyone is
Hanks,
so fucking
great
good in
stuff.
that movie. Tom Hanks is so fucking good in that movie.
Tom Hanks just
I
like,
forgot how funny Tom Hanks is. Like,
it is insane to me watching him in this that he has never been in a Wes Anderson movie because
I know, he's weirdly perfect for
so
it.
perfect
Yeah.
in it.
Which
I thought he
like,
had been.
No,
I
that's
made it up, I guess.
think no, this is his first Wes Anderson movie, which is just it's so fun to get to see him do something that is in some ways almost a little bit of a send up of the kind of characters that he's been playing for the last several years, and he's so he has a really everyone in that movie has an incredible deadpan. He has an incredible deadpan.
Yeah. He's also like one of my favorite moments in the movie, which I think seemed to hit generally in it was a very enthusiastic audience, very like laughed at a lot of the right places, but this particular bit seemed to hit me specifically the part where he like fake strangles Jason Schwartzman because they're having a discussion about grief, and they're fighting over like why they're reacting to this thing, the grief of the same person in different ways, and he just like it's just so perfect. Great movie.
It is a puzzle box. Like, I feel like
it is
sort of it's like you've got the French Dispatch, which is the 3 vignettes. It's like if you turned that into extremely elaborate origami.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like the structure of the film.
Which I think he's doing on purpose now almost.
But it's not hard to I didn't feel like it was hard to follow. It was just elaborate.
Yeah.
And it's very like,
and the structure of it made sense in a different way than like when I think about the French Dispatch, I think like the French Dispatch to me is like is literally like a series of essays and stuff like that.
I was just gonna be real with you. I just didn't like the French Dispatch. I liked I liked 1/3 of the French Dispatch, and I found the other 2/3 to be either meh or awful. I hate Timothée Chalamet. I'm sorry. I know I've said this on this podcast before.
See, I thought he was funny in that movie. I like it better when he does comedy.
I was just bored to tears. I don't think he's funny either. it's possible, like, part of it's just, like, a personal dislike. I've just, like, taken a personal dislike to him as a performer, but he just has no screen presence to me. Like, I think it's possibly just a hype thing, but I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like anytime you put him next to an actor who has any kind of screen presence, he crumples like wet tissue paper.
Well, Willy Wonka season is going to be very fun for you.
1/3 of this, I'm blocking anyone who puts that horse shit on my dash. We were
talking about this today.
I don't care if we're friends, I'm blocking anyone who puts that shit on my dash.
We talked about this today at work. I don't know how it came up that we were talking about this, but we were like, the phrase that came out of my mouth so many times in regards to Timothée Chalamet, Willy Wonka, was like, he doesn't have the juice. He doesn't have the fucking juice.
He has no juice.
If you think,
you know what else he has? None. He has no juice.
He has no juice. Compared to Gene Wilder, he's got no juice. And so I just don't want to even think about it. I don't even the trailer like came up on my timeline several times. I was like, I'm not watching this with sound. I can't do this to myself.
Anyway, so
I didn't realize he was going to be doing it. I heard people talking about it, and I generally, like, the way that they was phrased, I thought it was a joke.
Oh,
and then I saw a GIF, and I was like...
What's it?
You're like, oh god, what happened?
I mean...
Our collective imagination! It's gone out of hand!
It's a joke, but not like...
Yeah, no.
It's fake.
It's real.
Not
it's
as
a
it
joke,
was
but
made
unfortunately
up.
it is real.
Yeah.
When it first got announced, I posted a bunch of selfies of my Willy Wonka Halloween costume that I'm very proud of, and I was like, fuck you, Gene Wilder can stay, but Willy Wonka is fat, Jewish, and transgender now. And I got total strangers who were like, so you're saying Timothée Chalamet's not a Jew? And I was like, what? Who are you?
Like,
I didn't even mention him in this post. Why are you here?
Oh,
like,
God.
what? Just like, I think I literally responded to someone with, why? Who the fuck are you?
Sometimes you gotta.
Anyway,
oh, man.
Whatever, yeah. Anyway.
Well, he's not in Asteroid City, so that's nice.
Yeah, he's not in Asteroid City, so I dodged a bullet there. No, it's so, also it's just like, it's so gorgeous. It's so brightly colored. It's so 50s futurism.
Except for the scenes that are
Adrian
Brody. Which
them being like, hey, do you want Adrian Brody as like a like federal theater project era, like, and I was like, I have to go lay down in a dark room with a wet towel over my eyes.
I turn into just man standing emoji. I was like sitting in the movie theater. I had forgotten that he was in it and he hadn't showed up, and it was like an hour 15 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I forgot about it.
I saw this movie with my parents, and I saw this movie. I had to encounter that with my parents, and I had to be like, be normal, be normal, be normal.
No, the two men who were sitting on either side of me. The two men who were sitting on either side of me, I mean, I was always like pretty cool, but I like forgot about it, and then he like rolls up on the screen dressed like that, how he's dressed in that movie, playing that character that he plays. I literally went like this, and what
I need you to understand, listeners, that if you have seen Asteroid City, you know what we're talking about. This iteration of Adrian Brody is like drawn wholesale from like Helena and Mai's like shared subconscious desires. This is like, it's like catered to you and I on like a fucked up level.
It's really fucked. Deeply fucked. That combined with the fact that like I already had this reaction with like the first shot that we see of Jason Schwartzman in this movie is the reference to the James Dean photo shoot when he has the sweater. I was like, okay, we can't.
I know, it's like, oh, we're going there. We're guns blazing right from the start here. Also,
we're doing this.
I am overwhelmingly fond of Edward Norton. Like, just no matter what he does, I am overwhelmingly fond of him as a performer. I just think he's really fucking good, and I want him to be in more movies that I'm interested in seeing.
Yeah. Also, I am going to look up a photo of Adrian Brody.
Do it.
So, live reaction.
He's so...
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the face that I made.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Part of this is I'm squinting because I can't fucking see, but, Wow.
It's worse. It's worse in motion. It's worse. Yeah.
I can believe that.
He's
yes.
very
I also did not realize that part of this movie is in black and white.
Yep. Yeah.
All of it, or
part just part.
Part of it.
Okay.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is very cool.
I am more excited to see this movie, and I was already excited.
Yeah.
I love shit like that.
It's it's extremely funny. It's also it's extremely. I found it very emotionally affecting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I cannot believe that Asteroid City is the town that you drive through on the way from Oppenheimer to Barbie or vice versa. And all three of those movies are like people grappling with, the concept of death.
Oh my god. We love a summer.
Yeah.
Of movies.
This has been a good fucking summer. I was like, I'm trying to figure out a time to go see the goddamn Mission Impossible movie, because the thing about me is that I love Mission Impossible. I love that shit. I like a good action movie.
I haven't seen any of them, so
I think what it is I like a spy action movie. Oh, we should watch the first one, because do you know who directed the first fucking Mission Impossible movie? And this is the thing that I found out like 5 weeks ago. It's a fucking Brian De Palma movie. How did I never know that? Okay, well, apparently I never knew that. Also, my dad and I are maybe going to watch some of the original TV show, because Leonard Nimoy was on it for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Some of the Mission Impossible movies are pretty good. Some of them
are quite bad. Oh, yes.
Not great.
Some of them are definitely quite bad.
But,
just skip the third one entirely. You don't need to watch it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But they get better again once
Simon
like
Pegg
gets his hands on them. Yeah. I like an action movie,
which is
and
not
they're
surprising.
Car-focused, because I have to say, as much as I am willing to watch a couple of Fast and Furious movies, fundamentally I'm not a car guy. And so I feel like car-forward action movies, I'm kind of like,
That is just like, yep.
I love a car! I love people going fast!
I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious movies either, so I got my education to do.
Someday I'll sit down and watch the Fast and Furious movies.
I haven't driven in like a year. I'm really into cars.
The Mission Impossible movies are like a step in complexity up from whatever Gerard Butler single down title is coming out next. I know I am not ever going to stop making fun of the fact that the movie is just called Plane.
Plane.
I feel like that they might have gotten in trouble with the isn't there like a Cars spin-off that's called Planes? Maybe there's a crossover. Yeah. Maybe that's the crossover event of the summer.
It's not going to be
halfway through that movie, Gerard Butler just becomes an animated plane.
That's somebody's thing.
Maddie! You're right, I hate it. Anyway.
It's one thing he hasn't tried yet in his acting career.
Yeah. I think that he should do a plane and then train an automobile to fill out the trifecta. These jokes are all bad, and I'm not going to stop making them.
Oh man!
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Willingly.
But who's driving the car? Anyway.
Yeah.
Cars.
No, I'm excited to go see. I'd really like to go see Mission Impossible, just because I don't know. Sometimes you just need some mental popcorn.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to see some junk.
Something else. No, I already saw Indiana Jones. Oh, I kind of want to go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. It looks really cute. The trailer, I laughed out loud seeing the fucking trailer for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie multiple times. And now I kind of want to.
I forgot there's one coming out.
It looks really fun, and the animation looks like it's really well done.
They keep the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies just keep looking more specific, as time goes on. They keep being a weirder animation style, which I'm not against. It's just watching it go on is the evolution. Yeah, but I also love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I'm never gonna judge them. They're my friends. The turtles are my friends.
Yeah. Every single time I see anything related to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I remember the post that's oh yeah, they got their powers in the same. I don't know if this is true, but they got their
Daredevil.
They got their powers in the same chemical spill as Daredevil, and then the Tumblr post addendum to this is just Cowabummer, dude, our dad's a rat. which is crossed over with Unsleeping City in my head because I always imagined their dad as Kugrash.
As Kugrash.
Yeah. In my head, he's the dad of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No, this doesn't make any sense. No, I will not elaborate.
He's a rat who is like a fucking rod, like...
Yeah,
he's basically Splinter.
In my head, Splinter is played by I can't remember that guy's name, but
Murph.
Yes, in my head, Splinter is played by Murph. BT does.
Yeah. But like, if Splinter was
Hollywood,
a shittier dad...
Hollywood, you're welcome for that idea. Let Murph voice Splinter.
Yeah, I love his Kugrash voice.
Is this the right time to remind the listeners that Kenneth Branagh is doing a movie adaptation of the Gargoyles television series?
What?
Listeners and me, the person who didn't know this.
What an incredible time for you both to freeze on me. I was like, silence from Peanut Gallery.
Helena said that Discord was like, no.
Neither of us, there was silence because we froze, and there was also silence because neither of us said anything.
Also, neither of us knew that until right now.
Yeah, so there was that...
Okay.
Like, we both made awful faces, and then I was like... What a time for me to learn this.
Yeah. I was today years old when I learned. You know what? Alright, fine, fuck it. I'll give that a try. I don't know shit about gargoyles. I'm presuming it's about gargoyles.
Gargoyles had a lot of, because it was during the 90s and like Jonathan Frakes was involved for some reason, like the Gargoyles has a lot of like...
Honestly?
Like,
I trust Jonathan Frakes with my fucking life at this point.
I like Gargoyles.
The man, like, there's a lot of Next Generation people involved with Gargoyles because it was like, it's like in its own weird way, it's kind of like a gargoyle spinoff of Next Generation in its like own way. There's a lot of Shakespeare references. My dad really liked Gargoyles, and so I was like, Helena, watch Gargoyles. It's a good show. It was a good show.
All right, I'm listening. I like all sorts of weird bullshit Kenneth Branagh does. Do I think it's always good? No, that's not the question here.
That's not the point. Is it going to be a movie, or are they making us like a remaster of the original show?
They're making a movie, I believe.
Oh, okay, interesting.
We'll
Fascinating.
See. This goes.
As I tweeted previously, speaking of Kenneth Branagh, it is a personal favor to me that he is now part of he's in all the Chris Nolan movies. Chris Nolan is like, hey Ezra, I have a present for you.
You know what's really funny? When I watched the Oppenheimer trailer, Kenneth Branagh is in the Oppenheimer trailer for like 0.2 seconds, and I was like, oh, there he is, and he popped on the screen, and I was like, Ezra, inside my head.
This is my brand, and I am not ashamed of it in the slightest. I like what I like. Again,
I'm so proud of you.
I am done trying to like assert that my taste is like I'm not the arbiter of shit. You can like whatever you like, I'll like whatever I like, we can make fun of each other in like a friendly way, but me being like, I like the thing is not me asserting that my taste is, I mean, frequently my taste is better, but you know, whatever.
Is this the right time to jump ahead a little bit and mention that I did watch, as you know, I rewatched the 1993 Much Ado About Nothing the other day because I was going to watch something else and I was like, I can't because
the
my
most fuckable that man has ever been. The most fuckable that man has
ever been. So
true!
Thank you. Listeners, I did rank the performances in that movie because I've seen it 6 billion times and I was like, I'm ready to do this. I think I can do this with like
I think it's really funny because I also have no goddamn idea what Michael Keaton is doing as Dogberry and I think it's hilarious. I'm so sorry. I think it's so fucking funny.
It's so weird and
you just gotta let it carry you.
Here's the thing. It's just like Keanu Reeves and Michael Keaton for me are the worst performances in the movie. Keanu Reeves, at least, like, I can understand what he's saying.
That's fair.
I'm like, yeah, it sounds bad, but like, at least like you're speaking and you look beautiful. So don't even worry about it, baby. I don't care. And it's like, you know, he's there. Michael Keaton, when I was a kid, the only 2 Michael Keaton movies I had ever seen in my entire fucking life were like Beetlejuice and this. If you think that like, if those are the only 2 movies you've ever seen Michael Keaton in, you will think that the man has no goddamn range. That's what's so frustrating to me is that like I know that Michael Keaton can act and do other things. I'm like, this is just Beetlejuice.
I think what's gonna happen here is because I've never seen Beetlejuice, is that I'm going to watch Beetlejuice and be like, oh, he's doing Dogberry.
Dogberry, yes.
Which is actually going to melt my my dumbass little brain.
It's crazy. Yes, Maddie.
Well, I was gonna say I do love I do love what he's doing with Beetlejuice because that movie is wild, and I think it's perfect.
Can we watch
I think that what he's doing in Beetlejuice,
I need a buddy.
Yeah,
or I'm just not gonna do it.
I think that what he's doing in Beetlejuice makes sense in Beetlejuice.
In Beetlejuice, but does not really make sense.
No, that's legit.
The situation with Kenneth Branagh, well, one of the many situations with Kenneth Branagh, is like around this time, like, you know, from Much Ado About Nothing, like onwards through like As You Like It, is like he has like three distinct groups of people that he brings into his movies.
This is true.
He has his posse. Yeah. You know, like Emma Thompson, Richard Ryers, Derek Jacobi, Ryan Blessed.
Bunch of people who are all very good actors.
Yeah, but, established theater, British theater actors from his theater days. He has young, ingenue, up-and-coming movie stars. In that movie, that's Kate Beckinsale and Robert Sean Leonard. And then he has movie stars that he brings in. And
sometimes
horrendously miscasts them. So Denzel Washington is one of those. I think Denzel Washington is good in Much Ado About Nothing. Fuck you. Also, he's scorchingly hot in it. That's not matter.
Both are true.
And then the other two are Keanu Reeves and Michael Keaton.
That's fair.
And it's just like...
No, it doesn't really work. No, I respect that.
You know, so I don't know. I respect what he's trying to do in terms of like...
Yeah. You can disagree.
I can make...
That's like an adaptation. I can make a lot of
money.
All right. Also, it's like... Sometimes you just disagree with an adaptational choice. That's fair.
And that's fine.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, I see it like from a stylistic point of view of him being like, oh, Henry V made a lot of money.
Yeah. Also,
Shakespeare can actually get audiences to come to the movies if I cast movie stars.
If I get names in it. Yeah, which, you know, I think is like it's an understandable project, whether or not I think it is like a good idea. I do also think it's hilarious because Much Ado About Nothing is like peak fuckable for like a whole bunch of separate people who are in that movie. I'm like, this is the hottest any of you have ever looked. Why is this movie like this?
Denzel Washington, early 1990s Denzel Washington. It's just like that's his time. It's his time.
Yeah. Genuinely.
I mean Keanu Reeves, my baby girl. I know, I protect him with my life. He's not good in it. It's fine. No. He was trying some different shit during this time. He was trying to be like, I'm going to do
that movie is why he got better. Yeah. Because he was in that movie and he was like, oh, people can act. That could be me. Yeah. And it's because of that movie that he got better.
That could be
public service right there. Public service.
I'm sorry, Keanu, if you ever listen to the show, I love you.
I love you, honey.
I love you so much.
This is a Keanu Reeves fan podcast, rest assured.
Like, look, I couldn't do what he does. Like, there's a genuine thing, like, where he is right now in his career, the kind of movie star that he is, I couldn't do what he does.
No.
That's just not, like, you know, the kind of actor that I am. And he's, like, he can do a lot of things. And what I respect about him is his kind of, like, desire to branch out and try doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Even when he couldn't really quite get that. But he was also, like, young and was trying a lot of things at a very young age. So, like, you know... Mad respect. Anyway, second worst performance in the movie. Worst one is Michael Keaton. Emma Thompson obviously is the best one. Sorry.
She's so good. She's so good at everything, but like...
Yeah.
She's incandescent.
That is also very hot.
God.
Hold on. Eventually we do need to go back and finish the list of things you've seen.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's like further ahead on the list, obviously, but I'll go back now. I promise.
As we all take a moment to think about how sexy Emma Thompson is.
As you'll take a moment
as if I am not constantly doing that,
this is
first
true.
of all.
This is also true. I watched Bottle Rocket because I realized there was like only one Wes Anderson movie that I hadn't seen to finish off my Wes Anderson filmography, so I watched Bottle Rocket. Very cute. I just don't know why Luke Wilson isn't in movies anymore. Put him back.
What? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Put it back. Ezra, I rewatched Chicken Run.
I'm so glad that I'm inspiring people to rewatch Chicken Run, a movie that absolutely categorically fucks.
It's so fucking good. And I forgot, like, I've always loved Chicken Run. Constant rewatch for me as a kid. I had it on VHS. But, like, when the score started up, I was like, God damn, this score is so good. Actually,
it's really good.
It's like John Powell and,
yeah.
Who else? Somebody else. But I'm just like, the guy who did, like, How to Train Your Dragon. So it's like, like,
it's
insanely
good shit. So much shit in that movie is so fucking good. I am like catch me basing my like next D&D character on the like Scottish lesbian engineer chicken who is
my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite chicken.
My favorite chicken, which is how
always
you know we're gay.
Yeah, I was like, what's she doing? I want to
Yeah.
know what level she's on.
Yeah, if you were a big fan of the Scottish the fucking Scottish engineer chicken and chicken run when you were a kid, sound off, because chances are you're gay and or transgender.
You know, yeah, that was a good time. I rewatched Jaws because
it's the summer and you gotta watch Jaws.
Yeah, I rewatched Titanic over a period of a few days. That was a lot emotionally. I like that movie
Garber
a lot.
Make you cry, Helena?
Look, we're all mortal.
Yeah, I know.
We're all human.
Yeah.
Did I rewatch the scene where he tells Bruce's mate to fuck off multiple times? Maybe. Maybe I went back and rewatched that scene multiple times. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Who can say?
I really don't think that would have been that out of line.
He's so good in that movie. So yeah, I've been great movie.
Sorry, I just am like, I have an agenda and it's I love Victor Garber.
No, I mean I do too. And part of the reason is because he's so fucking good in Titanic. And it's like one of those things where like I was talking about this with somebody the other day who came to see 12th Night. Because we were talking about Oppenheimer, we're talking about Cillian Murphy. I was talking about like, oh, you know, Cillian Murphy in Inception. Somebody was like, he's in Inception, and I was like, goddamn, you're right. Cillian Murphy's in Inception. He's the best performance in Inception. He's like has absolutely no business giving the performance that he's giving in Inception because his role absolutely does not require that kind of performance, and it is hands down next to Tom Hardy, maybe like equal to Tom Hardy, the most compelling performance in the movie. And that's how I feel about Victor Garber, where it's just like.
You're like, he did not have to go that hard, and he did that for us.
He did that for me, and not only did he go that, I mean, I think in the case of Titanic, it is slightly different because I think that, like, James Cameron's obsession with Titanic very much is channeled through that character of J. Thomas Andrews, who, like, because of, like, the love for the ship itself and, like, the build up technology and, but, like, he's so good in it. Bernard Hill's wonderful in it. Kate Winslet, is amazing, incredible, show-stopping, never been done before, iconic, acting fucking circles around Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio, who is fine in it. Like, he's fine. We pretend that he's, like, iconic, because his look is very good-looking, and he's dressed like a lesbian, but, like, you know, he's fine.
I think the look is a lot more iconic than the acting performance. It's the visuals.
Kate Winslet, iconic performance.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the name of the guy who plays her fiance?
Billy Zane. Iconic.
Yes. He's so good.
Iconic.
Fucking love
so
Billy
fucking funny.
Also constantly obsessed with that interview where they're like, oh, did you improv flipping the table? And he's like, no, I would not do that. There's glass. I would not throw glass at my coworker.
Yeah.
I would not throw glass at my coworker? What are you talking about?
Everybody tried to paint that on him. They're like,
why would you
clip,
do that?
Yeah. Like, the clip was going around on Twitter. People were like, oh, you know, he improvised this bit. And it was
he's like, no, I suggested it. And then we worked on making it so that I cannot stress this enough, throwing silverware at my coworker.
Yeah. People will just say shit sometimes.
He's also Titanic, a fucking look in that movie.
Very, very funny. It's like I love movies where it's like not a love triangle, but it is. You know, people are talking about this like it's not a love triangle because the person that she's going to choose is obvious.
Yeah,
like,
there's
she's
no
not going to go with the guy who can throw silverware at her face. Like, it's not going to be that guy. No, I did spend I was hyper fixating on the Titanic for a full 3 weeks after watching that. I was just reading every single Wikipedia article on the Titanic. So I know way too much shit about the Titanic right now.
Was this before or after the
After.
Yeah, okay.
Wait. After watching it, yeah. But
after the submarine imploded.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
yeah.
But
it's also it was on Netflix. I did have a Titanic phase as a kid. But
many of us did.
Many of us did. But it was also just like on Netflix, and I was like, "What's the harm? Put it on in the background for a little bit," and then I was accidentally watching a full 3-hour movie.
When I first I watched Titanic for the first time so long ago that it was like on 2 VHS tapes.
Yeah, that's the best. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, Fiddler on the Roof was also 2 VHS tapes.
Me.
I've only ever seen the first VHS tape of Titanic.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Hey, spoilers, Matty, the ship sinks.
Oh fuck!
Hey, yeah. It's a bummer. It's a real bummer.
Yeah,
I can't believe you fucking told me that. I hate this place.
Sorry.
Spoilers. This is not a spoiler-free zone, unfortunately.
No, this is rarely a spoiler-free zone.
No.
Sometimes we're like, we're not going to put spoilers in here, and then we're like, halfway through the podcast, we're like, I give up. We need to do spoilers.
Also, speaking of like other things that people did in the 90s, the guy who plays Bruce J. Smith was really having a hard time because he's the guy in The Mummy who like is working with the Americans.
Oh yeah.
Who's like, you must not read from the book. You know that guy?
Yes.
The Mummy. That's Bruce J. Smith in
That's
Titanic.
So wild.
And I was like, wow, that guy was not having a good couple of years character wise. Yeah, he's just getting shit on left and right. Oh well. Them's the breaks. I watched Women in Love by Ken Russell, directed by Ken Russell, which is an adaptation of the C.H. Lawrence novel. That's book fucking insane. I know. I was thinking about this because I listened to our episode on Lair of the White Worm after watching Women in Love and thinking, oh, if only you knew what was about to happen to you, Helena, you innocent child. Women in Love is an insane movie about insane people who are very horny for each other in all the wrong ways.
I was gonna say,
there's two women who are sisters.
Lawrence novel. Like, D.H. Lawrence is like, I remember reading getting to college or reading D.H. Lawrence novels and being just like,
are you okay though?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I read Sons and Lovers and I was just like,
yeah, I read Sons and Lovers, I think was the one that we read, and I was just like, oh boy, alrighty.
Are you alright? The answer is no. He's not alright. But that's fine because it resulted in a very good Ken Russell movie.
Hell yeah.
Glenda Jackson is one of the sisters. There's two sisters, two guys who are friends who fall in love with different sisters. And the guys are played by Oliver Reed and Alan Bates, who I cannot stress this enough, are it really snuck up on me how hot they were in this movie. Like, I went in and I was like, okay, kind of fucking the mustache and Oliver Reed. Okay, what's this like, Alan Bates is playing the kind of D.H. Lawrence, like, stand-in character, so he looks very much like D.H. Lawrence, so I was like, this surely cannot be hot to me. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is. They're incredibly horny, but they can't do anything about it because they're English. That's like the entire plot of the movie, but the way that it's expressed, because it's a Ken Russell movie, is very, very interesting and very like disturbing and like fascinating. I looked away for 1 second at one point, and I looked back at the two guys who were naked wrestling. Nice. In front of a fireplace, and like dick balls everything. And Ken Russell was like, yeah, like after because that movie was nominated for some Oscars and was very popular. Maybe Ken Russell's like the most popular movie he ever made. And he was like, yeah, I think it was like people connected to something. It probably also had to do with the fact that like Alan Bates and Oliver Reed were willing to hang dong in that movie. Like, you know, like probably a little bit had something to do with it. It is insanity, this scene. I mean, they're just like fully, it's naked wrestling, but it's not. If you know what I mean. Like, obviously, it's not. It drove me absolutely up the wall. Anyway.
Nice. I agree with you. I've seen some gift sets. I gotta watch that movie. I just have to say that hang dong is one of the absolute just one of the funniest fucking phrases in the English language to me. Like, of all of the ways that you could describe someone being willing to do nudity in public, hang dong. Like, what?
Yep. One of our greatest in linguistic inventions for sure. Take that, Frindle. I watched The Living Dead Girl, which is a Jean Roland lesbian zombie movie. Very weird, very French. I love what that guy does. This is the same director who made this film called the English title is called The Grapes of Death, which is the best title for any horror movie ever. He continues to make extremely moody, extremely strange, like B movie art house movies that are just so sexy and so
Fuck
weird and
yeah, I
so
love
it's
that.
so French.
Nice.
And this one had a lot of gore. It had a lot of tits. You know, that's typical for a genre movie. I'm like, whenever I watch a genre movie, I'm like, there's gonna be tits. Like, I'm pretty sure that that's gonna happen, right? There was just like letting people know in case for some reason that's a thing that they don't like to see. Just throwing that out there. But good movie, very haunting. I watched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom because I've never seen it before.
Oh, really? I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid, honestly, and I thought, maybe I'll watch, because I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I was like, maybe I'll watch a Temple of Doom. Nah. And then I didn't. I might watch Last Crusade
Ke Kwan is very... Last Crusade is my favorite. Last Crusade is my favorite. Yeah. I love Last Crusade. Ke Kwan is adorable in Temple of Doom. Their relationship is adorable. If I could, capture that just in a bottle and save that and also save the absolute gonzo insane disturbing horror aspect of that movie, because it is really terrifying without the racism. If I could do that, I would love.
I started watching it and then gave up. I was like, oh, I forgot how racist this movie is. And then it gets worse from there.
It gets worse. That's the crazy thing is you start watching it from the opening scene, you're just kind of and then you keep watching and it's oh no, it gets worse. I promise you it gets worse. Yeah, that was interesting, but their relationship was really cute. He's Indy, you're my best friend. It's that's his best friend. And then I get upset that he's not in the other movies, because I'm that's his best friend. Yeah. He's good. I did rewatch Raiders of the Lost Ark as well, because why the fuck not? Mary and my wife.
Movie. It's a good fucking movie.
Good movie.
Jesus, Karen Allen is beautiful.
But yeah.
I wish she had been in the new one more. I would have liked to have a bigger role. She has aged like fine wine.
She's beautiful. I love that they killed.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I love that they killed off their son. I think
that was funny actually. No, I thought that was
interesting. Fuck that kid.
Whatever. No, you know what?
That kid.
Yeah, they're no, fuck that guy. No, I remember she walked on screen and I was
the last time he had us.
Yeah, we don't talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, do we?
No, we don't. Well, especially since Shia LaBeouf was in it. But there are other reasons why that movie is bad. So forget.
I really I know you weren't on for this one. I really enjoyed Dial of Destiny. I had a really good time. I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge, as does everyone, obviously.
My wife. Yeah.
But no, Karen Allen walked on and I was I forgot that I have an extremely specific weakness for women, for middle-aged women who do the I'm wealthy and I dress like an art teacher thing. A lot of chunky silver jewelry, flowy embroidered. I'm I go so wild for that shit.
Ezra, you've also seen you've seen the first episode of this season of Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
The scene where Lauren is on the planet where she's drinking that guy under the table. I was is this are we doing a Raiders of the Lost Ark reference right now, or am I going insane?
Yes,
and then I
rewatched
Raiders of the Lost Ark and I was yes, we are.
No, it absolutely it absolutely is. Strange New Worlds continues to just kick absolute ass this season.
Now, I gotta say, brief sidebar on Strange New Worlds. I did watch the Lower Decks Strange New Worlds crossover, which I've never seen a single episode of Lower Decks. It was delightful.
Cool. I kind of want to watch Lower Decks.
Jonathan Frakes directed it. Yeah, now I'm I kind of want to watch Lower Decks because Jack Quaid is so fucking charming now, and I'm just now I have to watch it.
Style, and I kind of don't care. I'll yeah. The musical to date.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Being made, the musical episode comes out today. I'm a couple episodes behind because I watch it. I go over to my parents' house and watch it. Yeah, it's today. It's available now. You could go watch. You could stay up late and go watch it. I am so excited.
So excited. I'm so excited. I'm how have we not done this yet?
All of these articles that are not since Once More with Feeling from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was
invoking the dark magic. Let's see if I can power through this. I watched The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with my roommates.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of that? Because man, really,
no,
the trailer looked so fun.
It was, they put all the best stuff in the trailer. I mean, it's not good.
Alas.
Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal have incredible chemistry and should do about 15 movies together. That's my verdict. That's what I think.
Is it not good in that it's like...
Yeah.
Is it like boring or is it... No. Because the two of them were so fun together. Catastrophic.
No, it's not boring. It's just kind of like not well written. And
that's
like,
a bummer.
kind of like jokey in a way that like the Marvel movies could be jokey sometimes. And like this is like self-referential in all the wrong ways that I don't want. You know, I like the idea. I like the idea of it, but
Speaking
it didn't quite hit for me.
Pedro Pascal, fucking Ethan, the Almodovar October.
I know
October.
It's gonna be streaming on Movie, and I'm like.
Yeah. I know. I'm like,
anyway.
Put it in my eyeballs. Put it in my eyeball. That's gonna be like, it's a short film. That's gonna be the only thing I'm gonna be talking about for like 3 weeks.
Pedro Almodovar continues to do so many things for me. Just me personally, it's great.
Yeah.
So I also convinced my roommates right after finishing that movie to watch a found footage horror movie that I saw one person mention on Twitter, and immediately I was like, we should watch this. That was called Borderlands, otherwise known as Final Prayer. It is a found footage horror movie about two guys who are hired to investigate a reporting of a miracle that's happens in a church in England. It is very good.
Okay.
With a nice little twist ending. I liked it a lot. Very underrated. I was doing like this at one point during the movie, which is like something I almost never do anymore. It kind of like watching it through the pinhole of my hands, or like I can see it, but also I can't.
I'm not always a found footage horror person. I was doing that particularly when I watched Blair Witch for the first time, where I spent a lot of time like not looking at the screen. So that is encouraging.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's up there with Blair Witch and stuff. Because I'm also not really usually a found footage horror person.
Either I find it to be like boring and dumb, or it's like too scary. It's like
usually.
There's sometimes it's one or the other, where it's like this is whatever, or it's like, oh, this is horrifying. Yeah,
a little bit too real. Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I really liked that one. I recommend it.
Okay.
I also watched Evil Dead Rise because I was like, I need something. I was going through something since that happened in my family.
Yeah.
This last month, so I was like, I need something like really cathartic and something really nasty. So I'm gonna watch Evil Dead Rise, and like shockingly, I was kind of like, wasn't nasty enough for me, but like it was pretty nasty. I think I'm just like chill.
The trailer had that bit with the I like don't necessarily and I was like, I don't think this one's for me. As someone who like has a pretty high like gore threshold, I was like, nope.
That part for me was the one part where I was like, I didn't look away, but I was sitting in a way that I was watching it on my laptop, and I was sitting in my computer chair with my leg tucked under me, which is what I do. And I cringed so hard that my leg cramped, and then I was like, oh! Like that was like the one part.
Damn. Also, I was like, that's the plot summary for that, and it's like
for Borderlands?
Yeah. It's like some SCP shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Like there's a whole anyway. I spent way too much time on the SCP website over the years.
Oh, you're talking about the found footage one, not...
Yes, no, sorry, the found footage one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys cut out for a second, and I think I missed what the topic change was.
We're talking about Evil Dead Rise, so...
Oh, yeah, I think that I also don't know anything about.
Yeah, you're fine.
Sorry. You've on today's episode, it's... I love listening to you guys talk about horror movies, but they're like my like scope of what I could deal with is like so narrow compared to where all my friends are at now. It's okay. I'm still driving the weenie bus.
That's okay. Yeah, but the point was I was like, I don't think I really want to watch that one because of like specifically there's a bit that was like even too much for me. So
yeah. I think it's definitely, I know, Matty, you mentioned that, like, the last Evil Dead remake from 2013 or something, like, you were not crazy about, because you saw that one, right?
I did. I saw that one in a theater at night. Now, but to be fair, at that time, I wasn't even, like, I was still, like, working my way into horror, so I think I could probably handle it much better now. But once again, seeing it like in a dark movie theater and then walking home with my buddies at like 10 or 11 p.m. was like...
Don't love that?
Yeah. And that was my first experience with Evil Dead at all. So if I had seen the original, it probably would have been a lot easier. And now that I have seen the original multiple times, I could probably... I'm, like, interested in watching it again.
I'm willing to give it a chance. I think that your assessment about it, that it, like, they are a little bit more realistic in their horror than Evil Dead is, more zany and kind of kooky and goofy. There was a little bit of goofiness in this one, which I appreciated. I won't say it on air because it's disgusting. And but it was very funny. Like, there's a lot of like really funny moments that shouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
And some good scares. But like, I was kind of like, oh, I was able to handle that pretty well. Which is actually, I was like hoping for something that would get me a little bit like jumpy, because that's what I needed at that time. Yeah. It was good though. I had a good time.
I also have my, like, asshole film opinions about, like, I don't think there's a reason that we need to keep making Evil Dead movies.
No.
But I also, there's a few other movie series I feel that way about, and that is, like, that's not useful in this case about, like, the movie itself.
Yeah. Sure.
But anyway, we could...
I agree with you too, and that, and like, I'm like, I don't really know that we need to do that, but
yeah, it's like
Bruce Campbell and getting money.
It's like the Scream movies. I don't think we need to keep making Scream movies, but they're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just read the plot summary for Evil Dead Rise. And I'm just
like,
actual fuck.
No,
thank you.
Yeah,
maybe don't.
I don't really think I'm planning on watching any of the Evil Dead movies.
No.
I don't like zombie movies, as a general rule.
They're not zombie movies.
They're not? Oh.
They're more like demon movies.
Oh, okay.
They're like demon possession of things. Once again,
they have a lot of similar...
I would understand not wanting to watch it. I'm still like, you don't need to. But that was they're not really
that's good to
movies.
know. Okay, I was mistaken.
Some of the kills are very similar to a lot of the kind of body horror that you would see in a zombie movie.
Yes,
I feel like.
So that's
but they're technically not
zombie movies.
Yeah.
Anyway,
interesting.
Anywho, Evil Dead Rise, fine.
The third one's
I
more
rewatched.
Like a zombie movie, I guess. This is not important.
Somebody came into the store yesterday wearing an Army of Darkness t-shirt, and I was going to be like, "I like your short," but I didn't say that. It would have been.
Somebody came into my work wearing a Red Dwarf shirt, and I like interrupted myself in the middle of being like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?" To go Red Dwarf. Like, completely just no brain to mouth filter.
I mean, respect.
Fortunately, she was like delighted, because I would imagine that she's like,
she probably doesn't get that a lot.
I'm like, no, yeah, like, you just made my day.
Yeah. I rewatched In Bruges, because it's that.
Sometimes you just have to.
Sometimes you just have to. It was actually really funny. I was a couple of days later, I was at rehearsal, and one of my fellow cast members has a T-shirt that's just, Ezra, you will probably know this scene. It's like right after Colin Farrell does look about like 3 grams of cocaine, and he and Brendan Gleeson are in the bar talking to the dwarf actor and his prostitute girlfriend, and it's the angle of Brendan Gleeson like looking over Colin Farrell's shoulder, and they're both like, it's right before Colin Farrell says the infamous line, "You two are weird, would you like some cocaine?" And this is like the two of them, and so my fellow cast member had just like that screenshot of the two of them on his shirt, and I was like,
"Shut up, that's so
your shirt." He was like, "Yeah," and I was like, what a fantastic random T-shirt.
Every time you guys say anything that happens in Bruges, I just like... I don't even... I'm just like, sure. That sounds like something that would happen in a movie.
It's kind of movie.
That might as well happen. Yeah. It's that movie where, like, I found myself... I mean, I have a favorite joke in that movie that I found myself laughing anticipatorily for like 3 seconds.
I gotta know, what's your favorite joke in that movie?
inanimate fucking object.
I was gonna say, I mean, yeah, what am I even talking about? It absolutely is that
you're
an inanimate fucking object. Yeah, every time.
And the punchline of, I'm sorry I called you an inanimate fucking object. I was upset. It's just, he's so fucking good in that movie, Ray Fiennes. Anyway, great movie. I rewatched Avatar. I liked it. I don't know. Fuck me, I guess.
Okay.
Cause I saw that when I was, like, when it came out, obviously, when I was, like, 17 or something. And I remember, like, liking it at the time, and then, yeah.
I remember thinking, I remember thinking it was okay. Mostly the problem is the 3D glasses gave me a massive headache. So I didn't really give that movie a fair shake because mostly my head hurt. Because it was really funny. My mom liked it, and my dad and I didn't, because we were like looking at my mom, we were like, don't you have a miserable headache? She's like, no, what's wrong with you? We figured it out. My dad and I, our eyes are so close together. Like, we both have really, really narrow faces with really, really narrow noses. And so for both of us, our fucking eyeballs are so fucking close together that it's like when binoculars don't quite fit, or like a microscope, you're literally like, we're trying to look slightly in two separate directions at once, and it just gives you really bad eye strain.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my primary memory of fucking Avatar, is walking out of it going, I did not like this movie, and I think it's because my head hurt.
I saw it in 3D too. I didn't see it in 3D this time. I was like watching it on my television screen, and I liked it. I think that, like, you know, there's some stuff that like doesn't work about it, but I was like thinking about all the criticisms about it while I was watching it, because it's like one of those things that's been on my mind lately, and I was like, I actually don't. That criticism doesn't hold water. This criticism does hold water. This criticism doesn't. So it was nice to kind of revisit that.
So
yeah,
like I remember it looking really cool.
A lot of the story, it does, and a lot of the storytelling beats really pay off.
Nice.
Like, I think that there are some aspects of it that I'm just like, well, that could, like, writing wise, could use a little bit of twerking, but like tweaking, not twerking. James Cameron, don't twerk.
Please do not.
But I think he hired another writer with him on this new one, so I'm interested in watching Way of the Water now and kind of see how that pays off. Nice. I watched The Iron Rose, which is another Jean Rollin French horror movie about these two freaky kids who get they go on a date in a graveyard, and it doesn't end well for them. I could have seen that coming. I was like, get out of there. And she was telling him, get out of there. But he's like, no, we gotta stay. And then bad things happen. Very creepy, very disturbing. I'm still thinking about it, which is a good sign. I'm trying to like speed run this so I can get to Barbie. I watched Onibaba, which is a Japanese horror film. I was watching a lot of horror movies, sorry. Also very good, very moody. I watched Last House on Dead End Street, which is another horror movie from the 70s that's like very like amateur, like borderline exploitation, like slasher movie. Not my thing, but kind of clever, and I appreciate what it was doing. We've talked about Much Ado About Nothing. I've also been microdosing the Josie O'Rourke production, because the combination of watching Much Ado About Nothing / doing a production of 12th Night / watching Good Omens and being like, David Tennant, my crush on him, it's bad. I need to, somebody, basically I'm not going to say where, because fuck you, FBI, somebody has uploaded the Catherine Tate, David Tennant, Much Ado About Nothing to YouTube. And you can watch it, and that's where I'm watching it.
Thank God.
And yeah, thank God, because the cultural importance. When David Tennant is allowed to use his Scottish accent,
everything's better.
In Shakespeare, it's just like so fucking delicious. Yeah, it's so fucking good.
Good.
You're like, I can't think of any. I can't hear these lines any other way now. But yeah, I'm working my way through that. Very good production. Anyway, I saw Barbie.
So,
yeah, I liked it. I had a good time.
I enjoyed it. Like, I did not. I think a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people who like cried during that movie. I think a lot of people found it a lot more emotionally affecting than I did. I really enjoyed it. Like, I had a good time. I thought it was well put together. I thought it was well executed. I thought it was very funny. I think maybe I think there's sort of a certain kind of angle where if you had a certain kind of relationship with your mom, that might be more impactful for some people, maybe.
Maybe.
My main experience of walking out of the Barbie movie was thinking, that was fascinating. I am not a woman.
I really was not expecting to hear a line about if you had a certain relationship with your mom, Barbie would have affected you in a particular way.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not expecting that.
I get that idea. I feel like there's a lot of it that's about, like, it's very much about, like, the navigating the catch-22 of being a woman. And it was very interesting to watch as somebody who tried lots of different ways of being a woman before figuring out that they aren't one. I really felt, I was like, okay, yeah, this is really interesting. And it's fascinating to hear all of these things articulated where it's like, womanhood is this, like, being a woman is often being placed in this impossible position, but if that is who you are, then you're gonna keep trying to navigate it, as opposed to me who went, oh, this is an impossible position because it's the wrong one for me. It's just, it was just, that there was an interesting angle to that, watching it as a transmasculine person. That, like, it's also, like, I will admit, it's, for a movie that is, like, very camp, it's also weirdly very heterosexual.
Yeah, I mean, there's, like, it could have done with just, like, a tinge more of the,
It's weirdly homoerotic, but it's also not. And, like, neither of those things are necessarily what it, like, needs to be, you know?
I think what's strange,
it does get points for Margot Robbie loudly declaring, I don't have a vagina. That was very funny, and I enjoyed that immensely.
I feel like a lot of, like, there were more, but also not a lot. There were more gay jokes about Ken in Toy Story 3 than there were gay jokes about Ken in the Barbie movie, which I thought was very funny.
That is true. That is funny.
But most of, like, the gay, like, the homosexuality or homoeroticism was centered around the Kens.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a lot of that for the Barbies, which I thought was,
which was really interesting because considering that whole movie is about how, like, we don't, like, a lot of you want something from us that we're not actually particularly interested in because we're much more interested in our female homosociality, which is somehow not gay at all. And I was like, really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's supposed to be not, it's the like the absence of, like, the demands of romance and the demands of, like, performing like being a sexual being. That's something very explicitly the Barbies are not. But it very much reads as, like, the absence of sexuality is because this is a gender segregated, like, this is a world that is sort of divided by gender, and you're like, okay, spaces that are divided by gender, notorious for containing, I wonder what.
Yes. Yeah, there was some, like, political, like, the political commentary in it that I was like, sometimes I was like, oh, that's very clever, actually, and I wasn't expecting that movie to tackle it, and then there was some stuff where I was like, okay. Like, a lot of the stuff's, like, towards the beginning and the end, and, like, I love Rhea Perlman, amazing actress, wonderful woman. The scenes with Rhea Perlman, I was like, I'm not really sure.
That was an interesting.
I was like, I'm kind of embarrassed right now, like, not for. Like, for me as a moviegoer, I'm like, this is embarrassing, guys. And, like, that's just, like, not my thing. And I feel bad because, like, I think that some of the scenes that she was in were the ones people were, like, crying at. And I was like, this is not,
I think
not doing it for me.
There were definitely a lot of people had a really strong emotional response to that movie that I sort of just didn't have.
Yeah.
But I don't think that means that, like, that doesn't mean that there was, like, some sort of failing of that movie. I think it was, I had a great time, I just didn't respond to it that way. I thought a lot of I thought the technical elements were excellent.
Very good.
I thought the design was impeccable. That movie knows how to film choreography of people dancing.
Yeah.
Thank you! Holy shit! Apparently that's really fucking hard.
Ryan Gosling is...
Oh, fantastic.
A national fucking treasure.
Yeah, he's so good.
And I'm saying that as a Canadian, he's one of our people.
Yeah, indeed. Truly a credit to our friends up north.
I feel really vindicated. A lot of people, of course, when this movie, like when stills the movie were coming out, they're slagging him off and saying like, "Who's this guy? Oh, he's the guy that I always confuse with Ryan Reynolds because that's
What?
blasphemy." Yes, no, I know this is the
Okay,
Ryan debate.
I definitely have the like many white men look the same to me thing, and I can tell them apart. They don't look the same.
This is you know,
whatever. Anyway,
centuries old tales old as time.
I
have been fighting
Reynolds,
for this man in the trenches. It's like the kill. It's like the very vindication of like Barbenheimer being like the rise of Ryan Gosling and Cillian Murphy like getting like all this recognition and me being like, I have been fighting in the trenches.
I had no clue that people did.
You
I thought Cillian Murphy was drastically more famous than he apparently was up until now. I assumed that he was like, I was like, oh yeah, internationally renowned movie star Cillian Murphy. Apparently not. Apparently not.
Apparently all those cameos where Christopher Nolan put a bag over his head in all the Batman movies was not enough for some people to realize what a special performer he was. Sorry, apparently none of these people missed that.
Apparently none of these people watched The Wind That Shakes the Barley in the middle of the night one time.
I guess not, Ezra. I guess not. I mean, like, I think a lot of people
don't watch The Wind That Shakes the Barley in the middle of the night, because that movie will make you cry.
You have to watch it. It's good. Don't watch it in the middle
of
the night.
But don't watch it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people know who he is now from, like, Peaky Blinders and stuff, and so they were like, oh, who's this guy? And I'm like, did we not,
like,
where have you been? 2010?
Where have you been?
Again, like, I'm pretty sure this is not a, like, I'm not rewriting history here for myself. I'm pretty sure the reason that I went to go see Inception a second time in the movie theater by myself, which I'm pretty sure is the first time that I went to see a movie by myself because no one would fucking go with me to go to the Roseway to see Inception for a second time because they were like, I didn't like that movie. And I was like, I'll go fuck myself, I guess. So I went to go see this movie the second time in theaters. I'm like, from what I remember, being 18 or 17 or 18 at the time, it was because I was so compelled by Cillian Murphy's performance, and I
who
wanted
was like
to see
unreally
him again.
Who was really just giving like a whole other like
he
is like on the like PhD track of that movie, and no one else is.
Is it? Well, like Tom Hardy's almost there. But Tom Hardy's having too much fun.
Is very, very different though. Like totally, exactly. They are like in a totally different movies.
Yeah, Tom Hardy's having too much fun. Cillian Murphy's not allowed to have any fun at all in his part, so he's just like
he looks.
And it's also just like it's in that movie. It's like how I was just mentioning. You know, you put Leonardo DiCaprio in a scene with Kate Winslet, and it's just like all of a sudden, wow, the fucking acting ring is just like she's running circles around him. It's the same thing where like. The last time I watched that movie, I was like, wow, Leonardo DiCaprio has like this one scene with Michael Caine has one scene in this movie. Yeah. And it's just like, he just like fucking blows him out of the water. And you're like, wow, really bye, cool. Leonardo DiCaprio. I guess you're still in this movie. And then Leonardo DiCaprio has that one scene. Well, he has several scenes, but like that one scene with Cillian Murphy. And you're just like, who is Leonardo DiCaprio? I don't know who this man is. Like I've completely forgotten everything except the color of your eyes.
This is making me want to watch Inception again, like right now.
I kind of want to watch Inception again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't think of Inception without thinking of the like that meme where it's like there's a dog behind me. Is there? What's he look like? And then the squinting greyhound.
Oh yeah, the squinting meme.
Yeah, the leader,
which is this. Yeah, he has so many memes, and that's the thing.
He's very memeable.
Oh no, I remember this now. It took me a minute. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I want to watch Batman Begins. Which is Kaya's favorite Batman movie. So
and Murphy's very good in that.
I think I own all of those.
If we own that on DVD.
Batman movies.
I don't think so. Maybe I don't. I should buy that the next time I see it at a Goodwill.
He's only got one scene in The Dark Knight, which is so sad.
He's so good though.
So good at it. Anyway, I love him. I love Ryan Gosling. We're talking about Barbie. I love Ryan Gosling. He's very funny in it. He's like impeccable in it. He is just like putting his entire pussy into this role. I'm sorry, he really is.
I mean, that would make sense considering
I usually
that
don't make that joke, but he is.
He's interviewed about this movie so many times, being like, "This is the role of my life. I would die for Ken."
No, he's exceptionally good. I just had a lot of fun. I think like. I think I had pretty low expectations for that movie. I was hoping that it was going to be, fun, but I really did not expect it to have a whole lot going for it. Even after seeing the trailers, I was like, okay, I'm keeping my expectations manageable. And I had a lot of fun. It was very interesting to go see it after Oppenheimer because I think it was just fun to see two movies back to back that had a very strong directorial voice to them, because and have a whole bunch of people in a movie theater enjoying that, as opposed to the, we're going to make 15 movies, and if you have, you're allowed 3% originality, and if you dial it up to 4.5, the Marvel snipers will come after you. Or, we're going to delete the actors' sides after they've memorized them or some shit. All of this is just assembly line movie shit. That it was just fun. It was just fun to see a movie that clearly somebody had a strong vision for that movie and was allowed to execute it and execute it well. And I think that I don't necessarily think that the politics of that movie were super coherent, but I also don't really care.
Yeah, that's the word I'd use. I don't think that they were super 100% coherent.
Also, I'm gonna
sometimes
be real with
they
you.
were very clever.
I don't think the politics of Oppenheimer are super, super coherent either. And I think that's fine. Because, not to get into Oppenheimer too much, Oppenheimer is not about what happened, it's about how it felt.
Interesting.
I didn't make that up. That's one of my friends on the internet who's a lot smarter and more articulate than me, who is really obsessed with the French Revolution.
I know exactly who you mean.
And we do. And who was talking about, reading history about the French Revolution versus reading Hilary Mantel's A Place of Greater Safety, which is a movie about the people experiencing a historical event.
A book about.
Sorry, not a movie.
Yeah.
Did they make it? Anyway, not important.
No, they didn't. I wish they did.
I wish they would. I feel... Yeah, and so I feel like that neither of those movies are they're not aha, I am here to present a well laid out piece of political rhetoric. That's really not what the Barbie movie is doing. I think it's floating some concepts. I think that it invites you to think about certain things. I don't really think that it has super coherent politics, and I don't really think that it needs to have super coherent politics. No.
I think that people are giving it a lot of credit for having super coherent politics, which is where I kind of have to go...
That's fair. I think people are giving it more credit than it deserves for its politics. Yeah. I think that the compliments on its quality of filmmaking are absolutely richly deserved. I think people are exaggerating the, strength and coherency of its political message a little bit, which I understand why. Also, everybody's just out here trying to get clicks.
I was gonna say...
also... Yeah, sorry, go ahead, man.
No, and this is coming from someone who hasn't seen the movie yet, so, what do I know, right? This is more of an overall statement. I don't think every movie necessarily needs to have a really strong political statement or idea. Sometimes you can be I'm making this
Most
movie...
of them don't need to.
And shouldn't. And it's I don't know. Sometimes a movie also can be personally very effective, even if the movie itself isn't necessarily trying to have a very, strong motive or message or something.
Yeah.
As stated, I cry at everything. Everyone knows I cry at everything. I cried at the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Sometimes things just
so did
I. Well, so did I.
Yeah. And
we're all just
yeah, and what was the political message of that movie? Nothing.
Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing.
I don't know.
I did see
friendship is power.
Friendship is cool.
Friendship is love.
Yeah.
I did see, raise children with your friends.
Yeah.
I did see a very funny comment that I kind of agree with, which is that the dead wife backstory should have been a lie. That should have been a thing that
would have been very funny.
He should have just been, and they were like, no, he should have just been the most divorced man in the Forgotten Realms or whatever, and he just made up this sob story. And I was
convinced himself that it was true.
I was like, that would be a better movie. That would be asking too much of the D&D movie, but it would be a better movie.
That was the one part of the D&D movie that whole thing. I was kind of this feels
really
weird?
we're doing this level of dead. We're doing the deified dead wife thing again.
Yeah, there's a part of this that feels disjointed from the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But, like, also whatever, it's the D&D movie, and that was I thought the D&D movie was going to be trash, and it wasn't.
I thought it was going to be real bad.
I thought it was going to be
fun.
like the other D&D movie, which is trash. So
the other D&D movie, of which we do not speak.
Trash is polite. It's polite.
That's fair. Anyway, so back to Barbie.
Yeah,
that's Barbie. I mean, like every movie's going to have intentionally or not, is going to have some kind of political message to it.
Absolutely.
Or not like trying to.
There's always going to be a political sensibility because there's a political sensibility to everything in storytelling.
Yeah, that's maybe what I mean. Is like if it's gonna, there's the politics of it are going to be there, right? But I just don't think that its political message is very strong, and that's fine. Doesn't need to be. I think, I think also not to be like an asshole. I think that like sometimes people do give it more credit than it deserves for its political message because some people just haven't seen a lot of movies.
I think that's also true.
I
think people's standards are low.
They'll get there.
Well,
I like Greta Gerwig. I think she's a good filmmaker. I think she's a smart filmmaker. I think that this is also a Mattel movie.
Yeah.
And there's probably, there's only so much you could do when you're also at the same time are trying to sell toys.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Depression Barbie got the biggest laugh out of me in the movie. I think you all know, if you've seen the movie, what specifically I am referring to, because I hit a little bit too close to home. Shout out to Colin Firth for his surprise cameo in the Barbie movie.
I am fascinated by these series of words you were putting together. I am interested to see what this means.
I was like, oh, this is getting a little bit too hard. This is like, this is pretty funny. And then they hit me with that line, and I was like, I need to leave. I've been perceived a little bit too deeply.
I lost my shit laughing at that specific thing. I was just like, of all of the deep cuts you could go for here, it had to be that one. One's. I'm like, no. That you're supposed to be going for a lot more mainstream deep cut that I can laugh about, not one that's where I'm like, ooh, I feel personally attacked.
That joke hit very well. Not so much with the Gen Z kids behind me, but with there's a lot of like middle-aged and older women in my audience, and that joke hit very well with me and the matinee crowd.
Uproarious laughter at my screen.
Yeah.
Like, just absolutely, like, shocked cackling.
Yeah, that took me by surprise. Anyway, that's a joke.
I liked America
I can't wait to share with Maddie.
I thought that was I hadn't seen her in anything in a while, and I forgot that I find her, like, charming as an actor. I don't think she had a lot. That role was not... There wasn't a lot going on there. No. But I thought that she was, like, personable. I like her on screen. I like her too. I find her engaging.
I like Sisterhood the Traveling Pants, and now I kind of want to rewatch it. And now I just remembered that Bradley Whitford plays her horrible...
He absolutely does play her horrible dad.
Her dad in that movie. Oh my god.
It's very weird. I remember seeing that movie in a theater and being really confused because that was the era at which I was like absolutely shoveling West Wing directly into my prefrontal cortex at every opportunity.
And that was his late West Wing, early Studio 60 on the Sunstrip strip face. So he was not at his... That's not peak Bradley Whitford. That's like Valley Bradley Whitford.
Yeah, because he came back up. He
came back up. He's in his Silver Fox era now, but like in that was a Valley for Bradley Whitford, and I was like, I'm still gonna...
One of my dirty little secrets as a person is that if I could snap my fingers and give another TV show like a one season wonder TV show a second season, I'm not saying it's the top of the list, but I'm not saying that Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip is not on that list. Look. You know this is not the first time I have said this on this podcast.
No, but I forgot.
You know that.
Yeah.
I'll drag myself, I don't care.
I don't have any opinion on this. I never saw that show, so.
It was divisive.
That I do remember.
Yeah. Not Matthew Perry's best work.
No.
I thought there were more seasons of that show, but...
No. That was a one season wonder.
Yeah,
that was his it was a total fizzle, which was such a shock after how much The West Wing was like a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Real briefly, just in general news, how about that Wiccan movie, hey? What's going on there?
What?
You guys, have you heard anything about this?
No.
About what's been going on behind the scenes of Wicked? Oh, so Ariana Grande's playing...
I
thought you said
Wicked.
Wiccan. And I was like, what?
Wiccan?
Yeah, you understand why both of us are like, what? I did?
Yeah, I was like...
I do remember hearing that, like, they're making a Wicked movie, but that's all I know.
Yeah, that was the last.
So if you have additional information...
Oh, no. Well, it's more pop culture news that people have been talking about.
Okay.
Ariana Grande is playing Glinda, the guy, I don't know his name, who played SpongeBob SquarePants on Broadway. He's playing Bach.
Oh, this I have heard, but go on.
Yeah, no, they had an affair, and he left his pregnant, or is she pregnant, or he just had a child?
They
his
just
wife.
had a kid.
I think just had a child. He left his wife for Ariana Grande.
I didn't realize that they had met on the set of Wicked. All I heard was that they had met somehow, and that he had been with his wife since like
Belinda.
high school or something, or not necessarily, but like a long time. And left her for Ariana Grande, somebody who like has been in a bunch of relationships that have gone downhill,
like this, who has repeatedly also had like affairs with married men and men in relationships too. So it was like, you know, I mean, it's just like really fun. I feel for some people in this situation.
Yes.
Obviously the high school theater aspect of it being the actors playing Galinda and Bach in a production of Wicked is extremely funny, and everyone's just like, yeah, I mean, this was bound to happen. Just like, yeah. Anyway,
that is
so
about
that
school.
For some reason.
Yeah,
it's so high school, but it's so much worse because there's
marriages and woof.
And people are talking about it in Pop Craven online, which people were not doing about our high school affairs.
No, I feel
thank God.
I feel very bad for the wife.
Yeah, that's oh God,
yeah,
that's awful.
I was thinking about that because we were talking about the Wicked movie today at work, and it got very heated because we have apparently very strong opinions about movie musical adaptations the past 10 years and how much they suck.
Yeah.
And so Wicked came up in the conversation, obviously.
I mean, maybe I'll go see. I just don't care.
No.
Which is like a weird place to be, considering how obsessed I was with that show at a specific point in my life. I still have a very nice. I never got rid of it. I have my dad got me a very nice, like, it's the poster, but it's on like a wood panel.
Oh.
I still own that shit.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
I took it with me everywhere I've moved, and I had put it up a couple of times, but I'm just like unwilling to get rid of it, even though I'm sort of.
I mean, we're part of the Wicked generation, I would say. I've known multiple people who have like felt really emotionally connected to like oh my God, what is that fucking song?
Oh, I'm Not That Girl.
Thank you. Yeah.
I didn't have that experience, but I do like Defying Gravity a lot.
Yeah.
And For Good.
There are multiple songs in that show I love. Yeah, I did never feel like the emotional, like, oomph of it, but
I did have a t-shirt.
It's a banger.
I had a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And a poster on my wall for a long time.
But I shan't be seeing it.
Nope.
I think
that might be one of those things that, like, when it becomes rentable, I'll pirate it and then, like, get, like, toasted and make one of you watch it with me.
Yeah. I would do that. Yeah, I would get zooted and like watch the Wicked movie, you know, like a year and a half after it comes out. No one's talking about it anymore. Just to like be snarky about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's that point that someone will have invented a drinking game for it, and we can do that.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Helena, your face.
I feel like
I just like the concept.
I feel like that ship sailed so long.
Oh my God! Yeah, if they had made that,
I feel like they should have
even
made that movie 10 years ago.
This is my thing. This is what I'm saying. This is the Rent situation where it's like, it means similar to the Rent situation where like we have this musical that comes out in 1996 and it feels very relevant in 1996, and then we're in development hell for 9 years and we want to make a movie right away, but what doesn't happen, so ends up that we want to get most of the original cast in there, but they're all in their 40s now, and so it doesn't make any fucking sense.
In fairness to Rent, I did go see that movie by myself at age 13.
I
and it
watched
was
that
life-changing.
movie.
But,
I'm sorry. I owned that movie on DVD. Don't forget about it. Like, I will fully own my rent phase. But it's a very much like, why did you guys wait so long to make this movie? This doesn't really feel relevant anymore.
Really long time. Because I was obsessed with Wicked when I was, 13. I'm 31.
Yeah, all the kids that were really, really into that musical when it was, like, out and about are now, like, full-ass adults who are like, I'm not gonna go see...
Yeah.
Or, this maybe is just speaking for us, there might be plenty of people who are like, I love Wicked and I still love Wicked, but there's also going to be plenty of people who are like, you couldn't pay me to go see Wicked, and so they have to just roll the dice on, like, can they get their full audience?
I feel like Broadway musicals and movies, Hollywood, are in a sort of feedback loop with each other right now, which is really depressing.
Yeah.
They just announced, like, oh, the musical for The Notebook is coming in the spring, and we're just like, why?
Cute
and there's like
vomiting noises.
Speaking of Ryan Gosling, May's contributions always recognized, but that movie sucks. And, like, he's,
I've
never seen it, and I'm not gonna do it.
I've seen it once.
Movie sucks.
Yeah, they super are making a musical of The Notebook.
I forgot.
And, like, Back to the Future, the musical, and, like, all these, like, there's, like, so many, like, musicals that are just, like, why are we doing that? Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, like,
Beetlejuice
you're in a feedback loop with each other.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that School of Rock is very fun, but I can't listen to it. I just cannot do it.
I can't do it either.
I think
the last time they did this and I thought it was fun was Young Frankenstein, because the Young Frankenstein musical was... Oh, that's fair. I saw the out-of-town tryouts in Seattle of the Young Frankenstein movie, or the Young Frankenstein musical, and so I have, like, a soft spot for it. I think it's actually quite funny, but I have to, like, rigorously maintain my dividing line between the movie and the musical.
Yeah, which is just too hard for me. I've just seen the movie too many times, and when I try listening to it, I'm just like, this
no, that's deeply legit.
I feel like Beetlejuice in this group is like, that movie is goofy and campy enough to, like, work for a musical. Do I want to see it? Mm-hmm. Not really. I feel like I listened to a couple of the songs once and I was like, these are fun, but, like, nah.
This is what I mean. It's like this, like, feedback loop that we're, like, jumping from the 80s and the 90s to the 2000s, just trying to, like, kind of make, like, things
make something original.
What can we do that we know we can bank on? And it's like,
because
nobody wants to take a chance on anything anymore.
Just make something original.
Because the investment is just so big.
I'm gonna bite my hands off.
I'm gonna Maddie, go bite someone else's hands off.
There we go.
Yeah, don't bite.
I'll get more done.
So you have to edit the podcast, and you don't want to do that to yourself. And, like, other reasons too. But, like,
that's right. I can't DM this. Yeah, I want to do if I lose my hands.
Exactly. Think of all the ways that it would just, like, not benefit me.
Anyway.
Anyway.
You think they're gonna do a Barbie musical?
The state of musical theater. Oh, probably. I don't know. I mean, this has a musical number in it already, which is pretty enjoyable, actually.
I thought the musical numbers were quite well done.
I mean,
I thought the choreography was good.
Yeah, choreography is good. Michael Cera is very funny.
He's very funny. The guy who's the new Doctor Who is in it, which is cool and fun.
I know he's not in it enough, and he's very funny when he is in it.
Very funny.
He's very funny.
I'm excited I really need to go back to Doctor Who.
There's just so... I don't know.
There's a lot of it, but also I feel like there's a lot of it that I can just be like, yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I think it might be something I skip through.
The problem is Doctor Who, like, has continuity now, and I'm like, you can't do this to me.
That.
You cannot enforce continuity on Doctor Who.
I'm gonna go back
to just pick a random fucking special, and, like, I need to be able to just be like, I feel like watching a Tom Baker special, and just fucking pick one. Anyway,
yeah.
Sorry.
I need to go back and finish my rewatch of 9 and, like, the 10 seasons. That's what I need to do.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I rewatched back when sadly, I think when the first Good Omens season came out, and I was like, oh, I'm still in love with David Tennant. What are the odds? I went back and I rewatched the first 4 seasons, and I was like, there's a few episodes that I'm like, I can't watch that.
You're like, I never need to see that again. But
in general, I can watch the entire 4 seasons of the first 4 seasons and be like, oh, this is very good and, like, emotionally effective, and I love this. And I get to season 5, and, like, season 5 is actually, like, not bad. the first Matt Smith season, but like I got about halfway through and I was like, I just don't care.
I just don't care.
Oh, I just don't care.
There's a couple episodes, like there's the
Van Gogh episode.
Thank you. You know exactly what I was about to say. Like that one, like that
episode is lovely.
And then all the other ones, and like that's the one that I would go and pick out of the crowd if I had to pick one, and everything else is like I don't even remember any of the other episodes. Really,
I feel like there was like one other.
They're
two. Was quite good, but
there's a couple. The doctor's wife is very charming. There's like, but in general, like the overall, it's just too polished.
Yeah,
in a way for me. Season 5,
I
just
need
like
Doctor Who to
lost
be
some of the
garbage on some level.
There needs to be a certain level of jank to Doctor Who, or it doesn't feel like Doctor Who.
I need it to be made with like no money.
Exactly.
Stephen Moffat is just he's so fucking self-satisfied, and it just gets worse from there. He's just oh my god, I know, I'm like, you're just such a smug asshole.
He just sucks.
He just sucks. Anyway, we've had this discussion, I can't remember, I mean, so many times we've talked about this.
So it's so nice that Hatsune Miku wrote Blink.
Yeah. Exactly.
And Girl in the Fireplace, and the Doctor Dances.
He was good at writing like the individual episodes, and then they were like, you are in control, and it's like, I'm gonna do it. Like,
he instantly went mad. He instantly went mad with power because you should never let Stephen Moffat run a show.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah. Love Peter Capaldi. I just don't know if I could do.
I can't do the Clara seasons. I'm so sorry. It's not even. Jenna Louise Coleman's a perfectly fine actor. No, I feel like she's been okay in other stuff. I fucking hate Clara. Straight up the single worst companion they have ever written for that fucking show.
Woof.
Yeah, I actually
maybe not. I just like I feel like my hatred for her like snowballed after I quit the show.
Fair,
because
she's annoying.
She became the symbol of everything I hated about that
fair.
show.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a feminist, but this girl's really annoying. And I hate to hear that come out of my mouth.
I'm also going to be real with you. The thing is that I don't like 11, and I never did, and I tried to convince myself I did for like the first 2/3 of the first season. I don't like 11. I don't like him. I don't like Matt Smith. I'm sorry. I've never seen him in anything else, and I'm not watching House of the Dragon, so...
Yeah, I saw him in something else. I think he has, like, the ability to do other work. I just didn't like him as 11.
He was served really poorly by that, and I don't think that... I mean, I just genuinely think that Stephen Moffat didn't do him any fucking favors.
Yeah. Since we're talking about Doctor Who...
apparently we're talking about Doctor Who now.
And we should wrap up soon because I have to go to bed because it's midnight.
Yes.
But
oh shit,
there's obviously because like Neil Gaiman wrote the series, co-wrote the new series of Good Omens with John Finnemore. There's a lot of Doctor Who references and Easter eggs in the show in this season. There's also a lot of like random Easter eggs nodding towards Terry Pratchett and
that's fun. I'm into that.
Book. There's also, I haven't seen this mentioned anywhere else. So I have to say it.
Okay.
There is a cabin pressure Easter egg that, of course, nobody else has like been talking about because I was like,
no one else has listened to it.
Did they just? Because nobody else listened to it, and so there's a moment. I'm just gonna say it right now because it's like
do it because like it's gonna take me a really long time to get around to watching this show.
And it's a blink and you'll miss it. But there's a scene where they go in like Crowley and Aziraphale go into a pub, and Aziraphale tells Crowley to get him his drinks, and then Crowley goes up to the bar and orders his drinks, and he orders a sherry for Aziraphale, and he orders for himself a Talisker whiskey, and that's it. And for cabin pressure, that for the people who don't listen to cabin pressure, there's a running gag on the show about Talisker whiskey, which is a very expensive, very good whiskey that they have one client who really likes, and Douglas, Roger Adams' character, always tries to steal the Talisker whiskey because it's so good and very expensive, and he tries to sell it on the black market. And so whenever I see Talisker whiskey,
no, this has to be a cabin pressure joke.
This is. I went to an English. There's an English pub in our neighborhood. Back in Portland when I went to see my parents, we went there, and I was like, "Oh, they have Talisker whiskey," and my parents were like, "Is that a big deal?" And I was like, "Talisker whiskey is like very expensive. Like it is very expensive whiskey. It's supposed to be very good. I know this from Cabin Pressure, my friend John Finnemore, who would never lie to me. So John Finnemore did co-write. There's absolutely no fucking way that wasn't
there's no way that that's not what's going on there.
But it went completely over my head in such a way that I didn't even like notice it when it happened. And then like literally, I kid you not, like 3 days after I watched the episode, and I was like, wait a minute, did he order Talisker whiskey in that scene when they were in the like one of those things? Like 3 days later, the hammer drops.
Right. Return of the Cabin Pressure fan podcast.
Anyway, I need to re-listen to that show again for the 50th time.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch's best role by a mile.
His best role. Yeah, I won't say anymore because we're getting too in the weeds, but I'll keep it for something after the show. But I love Cabin Pressure. Good Omens is the show is fine.
I feel like I'll probably get around to watching it eventually. I'm like, you know what I kind of kick of is I think I'm gonna start the Rings of Power show over again and like give it another shot because I don't know. Nothing else has evicted the Silmarillion from my. It's like the only thing I can think about for right now. I literally, you know what I did that I know that you guys saw, but like. I literally was like, I'm gonna get into linoleum block printing. Do you know what I fucking did with my first set of linoleum? It's Silmarillion fan art. Yeah, I made lino cut Silmarillion fan art, and I have to say, it looks really fucking cool.
You know what you're about, and that's beautiful.
Unfortunately, I do know what I'm about. Yikes.
Well, yeah. Wow. I watched a few movies. That's the moral of the story. Yeah. I can't wait to come back in another couple of weeks and talk about Oppenheimer.
I'm really excited to talk about Oppenheimer. I'm really interested. Yeah. Oh, my like parting thought that I'm getting out now is that my joke about what the thread between Oppenheimer and Barbie is that there are characters, there are historical people in both of those movies who are Jewish. And I think that matters a lot more than the people who wrote the movie did. Because I think that one of the reasons... I think there's an interesting angle to Barbie being created by a Jewish woman who, at a time when that was, like, other enough that you were sort of... cut out. Nothing you ever did was going to make you that, like, American womanhood ideal. You were always cut off from that, but it made you, like, I think it made a lot of people, like, a kind of obsessive and, like, incisive observer of exactly what that meant because you were slightly outside of it. And I also think that Oppenheimer, there's an angle to the conflict between two of the main characters where they have very different attitudes towards their Jewish identity and assimilation, and the movie does not fucking care about that, and I think it's really interesting. Anyway, that's my weird 2 cents on the subject.
I'm so excited. I'm going to be thinking about that on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that a lot, actually. Anyway, people are like...
And I'm excited to see... I also did think of you, Ezra, when somebody said something about David Krumholtz's performance in Oppenheimer, where somebody was like, I had a moment where I was watching this and being like, God, I didn't know that Alfred Molina was in this movie, and then realized it was David Krumholtz.
Really looking like a younger Alfred Molina, which was real good for me personally, known Alfred Molina enthusiast.
Yeah, 2 great tastes. Two kings.
David Krumholtz looking... That is a man who has, like, looks really different than he did on Numbers, and I'm into it. Anyway, I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Congratulations to him and solidarity to everybody who is on the picket lines right now for the WG and the SGA's the SAG strike. May you get everything that you ask for and
more
fuck HBO and fuck Warner Brothers and fuck Disney and all of those people. Netflix. Yep. I'm not ashamed to say it. No, they don't own me. Anyway. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or want to share which upcoming movie musical you're most afraid of, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Any way you could spread the news helps us so much, and we would really appreciate it. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.